All they do is imitate, but we do this every day. Cut it up every day. Cut it up every day. Cut it up every day. Cut it up. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Cuttin' Up with Al Bladez. I'm your host, Al Bladez. And I can almost guarantee you guys that this podcast is going to be a super fun listen. So why don't you guys go ahead and just add it to your playlist right now of podcasts to listen to, because I'm telling you, it's going to be straight fire. So I've been wanting to do a podcast for quite a while now. I got the idea a few months back. I always listen to podcasts, and I was thinking to myself while I was mowing one day, I was like, man, I want to go ahead and start a podcast. I have a little bit of a following, so I think a lot of you guys will enjoy seeing another side of me just rambling about pretty much whatever I just want to talk about. I don't know. I think you guys will enjoy the insight of being in my life just a little bit more, because I like to get up close and personal with you guys. On my YouTube channel, I've been seeing a lot of subscribers ask, hey Al, are you going to ever start a podcast? We would like to see a podcast. And I was like, yeah, might as well. So that's what I'm doing right here. I just recently built this podcast studio at my house. It took about 2 weeks for this vision that I had to come together. I had a few of my buddies help me, my buddy Chris and my buddy AP, and also my buddy Sean. He helped me a little bit with the electrical, but we ended up knocking this out in 2 weeks, as I said, and now we just have this amazing podcast studio. It was super fun to build. I had some quality time with some quality friends. I ordered all my equipment. All my equipment came in. So we're testing it out on this very first podcast episode. We got a full-on awesome podcast studio. So there's nothing left to do but crank out these awesome episodes. So on this first episode, guys, I want you guys to know a little bit about me, where I would like this podcast to go, why I'm even starting a podcast, and who the heck is Al Bladez? First of all, guys, I'm Al, and it's nice to meet you guys. About 2 years ago, I started my lawn care YouTube channel, and that's been an amazing ride. The journey is just mind-blowing where it's been taking me, but it hasn't always been me mowing lawns. Like, I've been creating content for a really long time. Before I had this lawn care channel, I was doing fishing content. Before I was doing that fishing content, I was skateboarding, doing skateboarding videos with my friends. Before that, I was just doing content. I just been creating content for a really long time. When I first started, I was probably like 12 years old, just with a film camera, like literally the little tape, you put it in the camera, you film it, and then you had to export it to your computer. So that process really got better over the years, because right now, guys, I literally just film on my iPhone 11 and I airdrop it to my MacBook and pull all the footage straight into Final Cut and edit it seamlessly. Before I had the Mac, actually, let's go back a little bit further. When I very first started this channel, I've only had my iPhone, and I edited all my videos on my iPhone. So from 1 subscriber to 60,000 subscribers, I was all editing, filming, posting, everything just straight off my iPhone. But it's a crazy story how I even got this iPhone. I was on Facebook Marketplace a while back, and it was time for me to get a new phone. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and switch to iPhone. I got the iPhone 11 used for a good deal. Like, it was kind of a sketchy good deal. I should have known. I got it for a good deal, met with the guy, bought the phone. He seemed like a cool guy. I got the phone, brought it back home, and the phone worked flawlessly for a whole month. And then one day it just shut off and I couldn't get any service on it or nothing, like, at all. So I go to AT&T, they check out the phone, and they said it's blacklisted, which means, like, you can't connect it back to the service because it was flagged. And I was like, how is it flagged? I just bought it from the owner of this phone. Come to find out, he wasn't the owner. He scammed someone else. I guess he had their social security or whatever, or ID. I don't even know how he did it, but he scammed another person, bought the phone because they were running a special. If you buy this phone at this time, you get it for free for the first month and you don't have to make your payment until the next month. And that's why this phone worked for the whole month, and then it just shut off when the guy didn't make the payment because he didn't even know he had a phone in his name. So I bought this phone. It didn't work at all after the first month. So I was pretty much screwed, and I was out, like, I think I got it for $400 or $500 at the time, when brand new, I think it was probably like $1,100. So it was like half the price. And I was like, man, that's such a good deal. I'm gonna get this phone. Well, that's why it was half the price, because I got scammed, and I basically just had this oversized paperweight. I almost threw that phone away, guys, which is kind of crazy to think about now, because if I threw that phone away, I would have probably never started this YouTube channel, because that was the meat and potatoes of my YouTube channel. I made lemonade out of lemons, and I was just like, I'm going to go ahead and start my YouTube channel because I got this camera. I can't hook this phone up to get service on it or call anybody, but it hooks up to the internet and it has a super nice camera. So I'm just going to get a little tripod for it, set it up, and I'm just going to mow my yards and start a YouTube channel cutting grass. Who would have thought that bad purchase would have brought me to where I'm at today? It's kind of amazing to even think about that. It's mind-blowing. So I started my YouTube channel. I had a okay sized lawn business. It wasn't anything too crazy. I was making enough to support me and my family. Nothing over, but I could support me and my family, have all the bills paid and everything. And I was like, well, I'm a solo lawn care operator, so I'm just gonna get this channel started. Got the phone. I'm kind of bored mowing by myself every day, so if I put some videos up, it might make time go by, and I could just look back at the videos. And I love editing, like I said in the beginning of this video. Like, I've been editing for so long, so editing's fun to me. I could almost kind of compare it to, like, other guys playing video games. It's kind of like a video game for me because it's fun. You just get on the computer, you edit your clips up, you do a cool montage or whatever. I was doing like vlog style videos back in the day. I say back in the day, but that was only like not that long ago. But time's flying by. I feel like every time I blink my eyes, it's another week. I post my videos on Tuesday for YouTube on my main channel, Bladez, and I feel like every time I blink my eyes is Tuesday, which is crazy. I got the YouTube channel going. I'm cutting every day, doing vlogs. I think my upload schedule was like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I was doing like 3 videos a week. They were easy videos, probably like 5 minutes long. They were super easy to just edit real quick, throw them up that night. So I was doing that Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then another crazy thing, I actually quit YouTube 3 or 4 times since I started this lawn care channel because it was kind of not motivating. But once a switch flipped in my mind, that's when I started taking it more serious, because I was spending a good amount of time on the couch on my phone editing these videos, and I would only get 10, 15, 30 views. And you spend all that time and you only get 30 views. It's kind of like, I don't want to say depressing, but it's kind of like, man, I just spent all that time and I only got 30 views. And then over time, I thought about it like 30 views doesn't seem like a lot, but if you guys get 30 views, that's 30 people watching your videos. So to all the newcomers starting YouTube, the up-and-comers, if you're getting 30 views, just really embrace them, because I'm going to tell you right now, if you're in a room or on a stage or whatever, and you have 30 people looking at you, watching the thing that you're doing, you're going to get overwhelmed, because 30 people in a room is actually a lot. So don't get discouraged by the views. I wouldn't even really pay too much attention to them at all when you're first starting. Just get out there, be consistent, get them videos pumping, and just have fun out there doing it, because that's all I did. And look where it brought us. So how I got to where I'm at right now, about 6 months ago, I started doing these tall grass videos. I've switched my content from the vlog, cool montage type videos to doing these tall grass videos, where I got inspired by Kevin Hansen, the lawn care juggernaut. He always told me I have like a unique editing style and just keep grinding. So that's what I did. And I started doing the tall grass videos. The first video, I'll probably put that in another episode, because that's a really juicy story that I could probably spend quite a bit of time on, just telling you guys about how the success and how my mind frame was, like all the tricks and what made me stand out from everybody else. I'll give you guys all those tips in another episode. This episode, I just really want to just let you guys know why I started my YouTube channel, how I even came up with the idea of starting it, a little bit about me, a little bit about just how this podcast is gonna go. Actually, let's talk about why I'm starting this podcast. Me personally, I don't think I'm a really great talker. Like, I feel like I'm okay at it, but I'm not really good. Like, my brain is slower than when I talk, so sometimes I just make stuff real awkward. So I was like, if I start a podcast and I upload one like every week, so I was like, if I start a podcast and I upload one every week, I have to be able to get better at talking and just having better conversations with people, because I'm going to be talking to the camera by myself. Sometimes I'll have interviews on here. What I'm thinking, I'm going to do solo podcast for the most part. It's just going to be me talking. But once a month, I want to have a guest. And in my city, we have a lot of amazing people. So when I do have the guest, I think it's going to be pretty cool, because we got a lot of interesting people down here in Fort Pierce, and we got a lot of talent in my city. So I think it'd be cool, and it will help sharpen my skills, and I'll get better at talking along the way. So that's why I started this podcast, and I know it's going to be super fun. I get to engage with my current following, and they could just learn stuff that they didn't know about me. It'll be more personal, I would think, because my YouTube channel, it's kind of like a polished product. Like, I'm editing all the mess ups out, and I'm just, from start to finish, I want my YouTube channel just to look clean. And this is just going to be, it's going to be fun. It's just going to be me talking to you guys and just letting you know what's going on. I might be talking about one of the yards. Like, that's what we could do. We could go in depth on the person's yard that I helped that week. I could talk more about that than putting it on camera and having the camera in their face, because nobody wants to have their camera in their face like that. Like, it's already a fine line, but I feel like this is my calling to do what I'm doing right now. Everything feels right, and I've been getting a lot of signs. So that's pretty much that. I feel like I'm going a little bit off track, but that's what we do here, guys, on Cutting Up with Al Blades. I don't know if you hear it or not, but I hear some cop sirens. I told you guys, I'm here in Fort Pierce. So that's the main reason why I started this podcast, just to sharpen my talking skills. And I think it's just going to be super fun. I think the more I do, the more fun it will be. I'm going to have to get my buddy AP on a couple episodes once I get that second mic, because I think just us talking back and forth will be pretty fun. We'll do that every once in a while, probably. But all right, guys, I wanted to make this episode a nice, short little episode. Just let you know what's going on. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this podcast so far. Give me ideas of what you would like me to talk about. If you're on YouTube, that is. I'm going to have a visual podcast on YouTube, and I'm going to be on all the other platforms as well. So leave me a review. Let me know what you would like me to talk about. I'll also read my comments on YouTube, and I'll go through some questions on there that I could answer on to here. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast right here. Don't forget, do something nice for someone. I'm super excited to see where this road takes us. I love you guys, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace. All they do is imitate, but we do this every day. Cut it up.